Nature, lighting, reflections, these are things that catch my eye, whether out in the real world or in a game. Our world is beautiful, and naturally, we want that beauty reflected in the games we play in. But somewhere along the line, in the race for better graphics, we lost their purpose. Frame rates, resolutions, ray tracing, they've become this gold standard, and yet we've forgotten what graphics really are supposed to do: connect us to the game. The best looking games aren't always the most realistic, they're the most memorable. Style is what separates something from being technically impressive and being truly iconic. Take Call of Duty, for example. You already know what these games are going to look like before you even see a trailer. Cold, muddy, and grayscale. It checks all of the boxes for realism, sure, but does it stand out? Not really, it just feels corporate. Now look at the finals. It's another realistic FPS, but the presentation is totally different. Bold, vibrant neon colors that make this game feel alive. Even the most mundane buildings in this game feel lively because of the amount of color present in this game. It's not the realism that makes the finals pop or the color, it's the intentionality behind its art direction. And then there's games like Concord that completely drop the ball. On paper, it's great. High-res textures, solid lighting, and detailed models, but visually, it's a blur. The characters blend together, the UI is cluttered, and the maps feel like a copy and paste job. Realism alone doesn't make a game good. If anything, it highlights the absence of solid art direction. If I were to redesign Concord from the ground up, I'd personally take a page out of Bungie's playbook, specifically with their upcoming take on Marathon. The game explodes with identity. Its neon-drenched visuals and strong silhouettes set a very clear mood. I haven't even played it yet, but the art alone has me excited. That's the power of bold and strong art direction. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying that every game needs to crank the saturation to 11. Realism can be beautiful, and it can even be a style. It's rare to see it done, though, but when it works, it really works. Take Red Dead Redemption 2. The game doesn't just look realistic, but it feels real. The way light filters through trees, the way fire dances, and the way Arthur shifts in his saddle or adjusts his hat. All of these little details serve the tone of the game. The realism isn't there to impress you, it's to immerse you in Arthur's world, and it does. Same thing with The Last of Us. The world is bleak and brutal and broken. The visuals reflect that. From the grotesque body horror, the kills are so far from peaceful. They're solid, beautifully smooth movements, but they're incredibly gruesome. But they're contrasted with these beautiful, quiet moments. Riding horses, watching giraffes, and these playful moments between Joel and Ellie. The realism is what gives these moments weight. It makes the horror scarier and the hope feel real. The brutality isn't just for shock, it's for honesty. But the realism is also a double-edged sword. This amazing part of The Last of Us also happens to be its biggest flaw. All of the footage I've showed you so far has been from remakes. And the original game looked great then, and isn't bad now, but time hasn't been kind to it. Like many games, you start to see cracks, muddy textures, stiff animations, and uncanny faces. To more specifically highlight what I'm talking about, let's look at Twilight Princess. Back in the day, it was praised for its gritty, realistic look. When the Lord of the Rings movies came out, everybody wanted that darker, more realistic Zelda. But play it now, and it's a smudgy brown mess. Everything feels like it's been rubbed with Vaseline and blurred. On the flip side, though, Wind Waker, a game that was hated for being too cartoony when it came out, looks just as good now as it did in 2002. The cel-shaded art, the expressive faces, the bright colors, the blue ocean and sky, it all lasts. It sticks with you. And that's what's really important. Realism can very much highlight the age of a game, but style is what causes it to endure. I mean, to highlight what I'm talking about, Hollow Knight, Undertale, Breath of the Wild, Hotline Miami, Enter the Gungeon, Cruelty Squad, In Other Waters. These games aren't just fun, they're visually unforgettable. You remember the look of them. They have a soul, a vision behind why they look the way they do. Chasing realism for realism's sake, chasing graphical fidelity for fidelity's sake, it's a dead end. Sometimes it can work, but it's often the exception and not the rule. So next time you start discussing art direction and graphics, please remember to keep the style and the purpose in mind. Thank you so much for watching.